Spider-Man Remastered brought us into the era of next-gen consoles. Now it's raising the stakes by taking it to PC. What's up internet, my name is Scorch and today we'll be discussing how I think Sony are low-key geniuses. I'd like to touch on a few things that you need to know before buying the game. Number 1. Make sure you have the right hardware. This game is demanding, and if you want the highest quality, you're going to need the latest hardware. The good news is, while Spider-Man continues to amaze us with its visuals, it's still doing the best it can to keep the door open for those with less powerful rigs. Thanks to the real heroes at Nix's, known for their quality ports, the PC version does its best to provide freedom when tuning the game to suit your system. Speaking of tuning, the game will also feature Nvidia's DLSS, which we're very excited to see work its magic inside this game. Another thing is story. I won't talk about this long, but for those who haven't played the game before and are curious, it's something that I would describe as good, not great. The first time you play through the game, it feels really good, but after your third or fourth time, you start seeing things slip through the cracks a little bit. And that's not to say that I didn't enjoy it. The actors' performances are top-notch, especially coming from Yuri Lowenthal. That guy was born to voice Spider-Man. To this day, I can't name a better person that would suit his voice better.
What, you want to be my sidekick? Like a spider girl? Spider woman.
No.
Woman.
No, not a sidekick. A partner.
Oh. Not again.
Some honorable mentions include William Salyers, who voices Otto.
Damn it! This is all your fault, Norman, you son of a...
Well, I know who you're not voting for in the next election. Sorry. I have a habit of making bad jokes in tense situations.
Nancy Linari, who voices May.
Girl problems again, huh?
What? No, that's crazy.
I still wish you and MJ could work things out. She's a great girl.
She is, but...
The two of you would make some beautiful baby. Peter.
And Naji Jetta, who voices Miles Morales, just to name a few.
I know you don't know me, but I just wanted to say...
I know what you're going through. That's what you were gonna say, right? Or it all gets easier with time. Or don't worry. It's a part of God's plan.
I'm sorry. I was just
Trying to help.
On the topic of Miles Morales, I know some people are curious if that's coming to PC as well, and the good news is, yes. Insomniac did announce that the game will be coming to PC later on this year, and like many others, my fingers and toes are crossed. Another question I've been getting is, should you use a controller to play this game? The simple answer is, well, it's just personal preference really. But for what it's worth, I've made a small pros and cons list that will hopefully help you decide. The game was originally designed for controller. That means every single setting, every single button, every single action has been designed with controllers in mind. So it's gonna be a bit more comfortable on controller, dare I say. On top of that, PS5 controllers still provide the haptic feedback, even on PC. Some people may not care about this, but I think it's worth mentioning. I also think that swinging around is gonna be smoother. Just going off of my experience with similar games, control is just probably going to be the way to go there. I'm not saying that it's going to be the best for everything, but I just think that the majority of systems in the game will probably be better suited to a controller. However, again, personal preference. Some people really like mouse and keyboard. I know when this game came out, I was really keen to try it out on mouse and keyboard, and I was quite upset that they hadn't got it on PC. Obviously, that's changed now. You might even actually enjoy it better on mouse and keyboard. Again, personal preference. Some of the cons is there's less customization on a controller, but again, some people might not mind this because setting up controls on a PC can be a bit of a chore. I myself don't usually figure out exactly how I want to play the game until I'm halfway through it, so yeah, that can be a bit annoying. One other thing to mention is if you don't have a PlayStation or a PlayStation controller, you can still use an Xbox controller. You will miss out on the haptic feedback, which is a bit of a shame, but it's doable if you have no other option. Like I said, at the end of the day, it really just comes down to what feels best for you. The good thing about games like this is it's about the player experience. It's not competitive, so there's no advantage to using a controller or a keyboard. It's just about what you think will be better. Let's get on to why I think Sony is low-key a genius. They released the game on PS4 as an exclusive, then they released it on PS5. Now 3 years later, after the initial launch, it's coming to PC. What this has allowed Sony to do is make a profit from each market. Their marketing strategy from the get-go has been phenomenal from a financial perspective. They released the game on PS4 to bring us into the era of next-gen consoles. Then they remastered it and brought it to PS5, meaning you needed the console if you wanted to play it. Or you could wait until the PC release, which at the time was unconfirmed. It just depends on how much you want to spend on Sony. When you think about it, it's kind of genius. They even did the same thing with God of War and the Horizon series, and it worked, so I think it's safe to say we can expect this to be the norm from Sony from here on out. There is a lot to talk about here. I know some people wish they released it on both platforms at the same time, but when you think about the kind of money they've made using this strategy, can you really blame them? We're all in this to make a dollar. They've just found ways of making lots of dollars. I think what I like most is they found a way to keep the game relevant by constantly innovating but not changing the game completely. Apart from the performance and visuals, it's still the exact same game we fell in love with 3 years ago. They've just made the presentation better. Okay, yes, it is a little cash grabby to keep re-releasing your game. Oh, Skyrim. And okay, I can see where you're coming from wanting the game on PC from day one. It just comes down to money. But hey, as I said, this will more than likely happen with many other PlayStation titles, so at least if a game comes out on PS5 as an exclusive, just give it a while, it'll eventually get to PC. Like me, I aim to keep this video short and sweet, so before I go, here are a few honorable mentions that I'm excited. Number 1, modding. God of War handled this amazingly, and so did the players. The memes, spicy. I cannot wait to see what the modding community comes up with Spider-Man. It's gonna be something else, I'm sure. Number 2, bench testing. Spider-Man is going to open the door to a whole new world for bench testers, and I cannot wait to see how they use this game to create some monster PCs. On top of that, widescreen support is just phenomenal, and I can't wait to see what they come out with, especially Linus. Number 3, I wanted to make sure that people don't forget that Spider-Man 2 is releasing next year, which is going to have Venom in it. Very excited for that. As well as that, Insomniac is still working on Wolverine, which is coming out in 2023, we hope. Again, also very excited for that one. So that's all I have for now. Let me know in the comments if you'd like more Spider-Man content, either here on YouTube or on Twitch. If enough people want me to, I wouldn't mind doing a full playthrough over on my stream. Check out the links below. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, see you out there, homies.